What an amazing journey it's been. You know, someone once told me that the end justifies the means. And I don't really think that's true. I think how you get from A to B, that's the story. That's what you're going to look back on and really say, that's my life.
Hope springs eternal, the birth of new life, the bloom of wild rose.
Let me tell you a little bit about this journey. From a really young age, I loved entertaining people. I loved being on stage, whether it was singing or acting or playing piano. I loved entertaining. I loved being able to tell a story to somebody else through something I was doing. I decided to go the acting route and moved to Los Angeles. It was definitely interesting being in that kind of environment where everybody wanted to do the same thing. I knew what I wanted to do, I knew what I loved doing, but I didn't have that overall sense of fulfillment. I prayed for little things, you know, God help me with this audition, God, you know, help me get this part. But I'd never really given it all up to Him and just say, okay, you know who I am, you know what you've created me to do, I'm having some trouble seeing it. And sure enough, doors opened that I hadn't imagined, and after that I said, this is it, this is what God has created me to do. I found a great Bible verse. It's in Isaiah 43:19, and in the verse before, God is telling us not to dwell on the past, but this verse says, see, I'm doing a new thing. I'm making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland. I really wanted to have something where every song was a little bit different, so people aren't listening to the album and say, oh, every song sounds the same. And I think the music really matches the message of a lot of these songs, and I think that's really important for any album. The purpose of my lyrics and all the songs I write are really to push people towards God. I'm a big journaler. Another thing I've always loved is writing. And so I write down my feelings, I write down what I'm mad about. When I was finding inspiration for these songs was I would look at my journal. This at the time was making me cry, this was making me upset, or this was making me really excited. How was God using that? And I know that was a huge source of material for the songs. I wanted to write songs about things that I had experienced and that I had gone through. And if I can share some of my life, some of the mistakes and some of the good decisions, and that can help someone else go through something that they're struggling with, then to me that's being successful. My song Breathing Room from my album A Wild Rose really hits on a personal level. It's about letting go, it's about forgiveness, it's about being able to move on from the past. People have stuff going on all the time that we don't know anything about. There's stuff that happens within the four walls of your house that you know, you maybe never talked to anybody about, maybe nobody knows, but you know, and it's up to you to decide if that's gonna take the best of you. Is that gonna control your life? Or are you gonna claim victory over what is keeping you down? And I think a big part of that is not only forgiving other people, but also learning to forgive yourself, because we all make mistakes. We're all gonna mess up, we're all gonna make choices that are driven by irrational emotions. We can learn from that, if we can change, if we can move on, then it's all been for something. Another song that I love is actually the title song, A Wild Rose, and it's hard to sometimes stay true to who you are in a world that can be so desolate and uninspiring, but God has made within everybody an intrinsic beauty that it takes a while to understand, but when you do realize that, it's phenomenal, and you realize that you can still be that wild rose even when the world around you is just a dust storm. At a Julie Elias concert, first and foremost, we're gonna have some fun. I just want everyone to come as they are and just take a load off and be ready to relax and be comfortable. We're gonna focus on God. Ultimately, everyone is gonna leave the concert feeling a little more hopeful, a little more encouraged, and a little more purposed in their life, while also having a good time and making some new friends. And if you come to one of my concerts and you don't know Jesus, you're still gonna have a good time. I just got asked, where is your journey headed? What's next? And I have to say, it's probably a road less traveled. Being a young female Christian artist is not the most common thing. I think for me, being the fact that I am a young woman, That's something unique, and that's something that I want to bring, because people I'm going to be singing to are young women. They need role models. So if I can keep my eyes on God and follow His purpose every single day, and in turn help other women to find their purpose, then that is my calling. That is what I'm here to do.
While you lie sleeping alone